Hey guys, Marisa at kitchentablestamper.com. Today I'm going to run you through this fun Halloween greeting. On October 4th, we're having coffee and a card in my Rolling Meadows home studio. I live in the Chicago area, and every other Wednesday I open my home studio for coffee and a card. And we're going to make this one on October 4th. All right, for those of you who are not local, or if you come to Coffee and Card and you want to make some more, I have project sheets on kitchentablestamper.com. The project sheet has a full color photo. It has the measurements for each of the pieces and the supply list. So don't worry about writing this down. Let me show you the Stampin' Up! Supplies that we'll need to make this card. I am using my Labels to Love stamp set. It's new in the Stampin' Up! Holiday catalog, and it coordinates with the Everyday Label Punch. So we're going to use those. I'm also using a little skull from Creep It Real and some backgrounds from Timeless Textures. We're going to use this little dotted one and this grid one. And then, because you haven't seen it in a long time, I know I'm bringing back my Swirly Bird spatter. Like, you can't get this stamp out of my hands, but I haven't used it in a while, right? Okay, so to be fair, there is a little splatter in the Timeless Textures. I just wanted more splatter. So you can skip Swirly Bird if you want to, but I wouldn't skip it. Okay, Stampin' pads for this project: Basic Gray, Basic Black, and Pumpkin Pie. Let's see here, how about some accessories? I have the metallic black, Basic Black thread, and no mom, it's not hair. And I've got the Basic Black mini sequin trim. Okay, consumable products that you need for this card. I've got a pumpkin pie card base. It is 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. I have a Basic Black panel that is 4 by 5 1/4. A Very Vanilla that's 5 by 3 3/4. I have 2 scraps of Very Vanilla. They are 2.5 by 4, but they're really just from the scrap bag. And then I have some Spooky Night Designer Series paper. The stripe piece is 5 by 3/4. The polka dot piece is 4 by 3/4, and this dot piece is 1/2 by 4.5. Again, measurements are on the blog. All right, let's get stamping. I'll grab the Stampin' Pierce mat and some ink pads and we'll get going. Okay, let's start with these scraps of Very Vanilla and the label greening from Labels to Love. It's this Trick or Treat, Have a Haunting Halloween label. We're gonna stamp that in Pumpkin Pie on the Very Vanilla, and we're going to stamp it off to the side a little bit so we have room to get some skulls out of the scraps. Okay, then we'll clean and switch to the Basic Black. All right, now we'll stamp a second one in Basic Black, and we're going to cannibalize the second one. That's how we're going to get our bat and our little 31. All right, then while we're here, let's grab a Basic Black and get a couple of skulls. And you can go ahead and just stamp them directly on here on the vanilla, but your spatter is going to show through. So I thought I like the dimensionality of the spatter going behind the skulls. I think it made them look more dimensional, more 3D. All right, so I got my 3 little skulls. Now we're gonna get the bigger vanilla panel here and do some stamping in the background. I've got the little dot texture from the Timeless Textures, and we're going to stamp that one about 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch from the left side. And then we're going to stamp this little grid texture in Basic Gray at an intersection here. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. It's a little uphill, but that's all right. Then I'm going to grab a little scratch paper. I want my spatters to be second generation. So we're gonna ink up in basic gray, stamp off very gently on the scratch paper, and then stamp them on the card. We're gonna do that twice. Once at the top and once at the bottom. All right, so now we've got some good background stuff going on in there. Next up, let's go ahead and punch out the Have a Haunting Halloween label. I love the coordinating punches with these labels, and there is a label in this Labels to Love for every season. So we've got Halloween, Give Thanks for Thanksgiving, and you can fill that one in on this label. And Love, same thing for Valentine's Day, Ho 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 for Christmas. And then there's these two Merry Christmas and Happy Christmas greetings, made with the love for Valentine's Day or for just in general. And then To and From, and also this Celebrate a Wonderful Year, which make a beautiful winter card in preparation for the new year, or a Happy New Year card. So really great stamp set, and the punch makes it so easy to use. All right, so we've done our punching. Let's clear away our ink pads and get ready to assemble our card. Okay, we're back here and we can go ahead and begin assembling. I've got some, let's do this. I've got some Fast Fuse adhesive, and Fast Fuse right now between October 1st and October 10th is buy the Fast Fuse and get 2 refills for free. So that is 3 full adhesives for just $10. It's an amazing value. It's part of our World Card Making Day special from Stampin' Up. I love the Fast Fuse adhesive. It holds really tight. It's great for 3-dimensional projects and boxes. The trick is that when you stop with the Fast Fuse, you want to just check to the side to stop the flow of the adhesive. Works great, holds tight. I really am a fan. All right, so then we've adhered our 3 card layers with the Fast Fuse. Now that is not going to come apart on you. I just love this stuff. Let's take a look at our banners next. Now we want to get the right length for these. So what we're going to do is kind of mock them up, figure out how we want them, and start cutting our angles. So this one, we're going to cut one direction, cut that one the other direction, and then this little guy here, we want him to come in underneath and go in the opposite direction of the other ones. So go ahead and trim that. Once you've got your little banners all trimmed, I like to just roll the ends a little bit. I like when the ends stick up, just a little bit. You don't want to get them stuck. They still need to go in an envelope, but it gives them a little bit of dimension to be kind of rolled up on the end. So a little Fast Fuse on the back of each of these. Okay, and I'm going to lay down the striped one first, and then bring in the little dotted one, and then with the big dots over the top. So we layer up our banners and secure them down. Now we've got a little fussy cutting to do here, so let me start. I'll explain to you what we're doing, and then I'll take care of it and cut back in. So I'm going to cut each of these little skulls out. I'm cutting them out because I want them to look like a layer on top. I want them to look like a layer on top of the splatter. I want them to be a layer on top of the pattern paper. You can go in with your stamp and just stamp them in on the card if you like, but I'm looking for a little extra texture. So I'm going to cut my little skulls out, and I'm going to cut them out directly on the stamped line. Then once I've cut out my little skulls, I'll move on to my everyday label. And we'll cut out the little bat and the 31. So there's my skull. I'll do those other 2 in just a second. Now here, we're gonna trim out the bat and the 31. But when we trim out the bat, if you leave the tiniest little bit of vanilla, kind of an outline, When you pop it up over the orange, you won't see any of the orange at all. It'll give you one continuous image. And so, different from the skulls, we're gonna cut out with just the tiniest little hair of a margin. All right, I'm gonna get these cut up and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back and I've done all my fussy cutting, so let's do a little assembling here. I'm gonna add the smallest dot of multi-purpose liquid glue on that little 31, and then add the basic black one over. Now for my bat, I've got a little mini dimensional here. I've got a bunch that I've cut in half. So a half of a mini one will do just fine there. Put that on the back of the bat. So cute. Now look at that. We've got this fun multicolored focal image greeting. I love it. All right, then I'm going to take my fast fuse one more time and put a line of it across the back of my label. I'm going to pull off about an arm's length of this basic black metallic thread, and then I'm going to find about the center and stick it to that fast fuse. Now I'm going to go ahead and just loop the thread to the back of the label and just keep tacking those loops in the fast fuse. Okay, then when I've got about 3 or 5 loops that I'm happy with off the top, I'm going to take the second half of the thread here and loop off the bottom. Okay, so I've got 3 to 5 loops I'm happy with off the top and off the bottom. Now let's put some dimensional adhesive. I'm going to put the dimensional adhesive right along where we put that fast fuse to just further sandwich in that thread. Make sure that it is really secure. And then I'm going to put a couple more across the top there just to make sure my label's nice and supported. I don't like when my cards sink in the mail. All right, my adhesive is all exposed. Let's go ahead and add the label. Let's get that so you can see position. Haha, cute, huh? Now back to our multi-purpose liquid. Let's put a little bit of multi-purpose liquid on the back of these skulls. Got quite a bit there, so I'm just going to use one to pick up from the other. And we want them to kind of tumble down across the card here. So there's 1 and 2, and then let's get this third little guy on there. How creepy cute is that? All right, last thing, and I almost forgot, let's get some of this little mini sequin trim. And you just want, I don't know what this is, maybe in 2 inches, and we're gonna fold it so that it's not equal. And I'm gonna grab a mini glue dot and put a mini glue dot on the fold, and then I'm gonna tuck that right underneath my label so that it's kind of peeking out from the side there. And I'm gonna do the same thing coming off kind of the bottom side of this too. So about 1.5 inches to 2 inches maybe folded. Grab the glue dot with the little folded piece and tuck it under. I'm gonna cut that one a little shorter. There we go. Okay, there they are. Have a haunting Halloween. If you've got any questions about this card, about Stampin' Up, or about my Chicago area coffee and a card or other events, email me, Marisa at kitchentablestamper.com. Thanks for watching.